Okay, everybody, here we go. If you weren't here, what is today? Thursday or Friday for the B2 group. Uh, First, we took the quiz. And again, one of the types of questions on the quiz was a question like this. Oh, I'm in the way. There we go. A question like this, where you have an atom with a mass of 9 and a charge of +3. So you have to figure out then what has to go in this atom. Now, you can name it. You have options. So you can name it what you want to, based on the number of, hopefully you know this, that it's a number of protons that are going to determine which element you're using for this. But it also has to have a charge of +3, +3 charge, 9 for the mass. So you only have so many options. So what you should do then, you should try this. Now, some of you were here for this. If you were here on the previous day, whatever that last day was, you were in here, the Tuesday, Wednesday, then you may have seen this already and done this together in class. We did this example in class, but not every class got to this. So obviously, if you haven't been here at all, then you wouldn't have seen this yet. So take a moment, pause this, see if you can sketch up an answer for this. And again, there's more than one. There's more than one right answer. So pause it, do that, and then I'm going to continue on here, hopefully, and do this with you. All right. Oh, no, I got to get... Let's see here. Now, it is great to have a key. Like, you really need to have a key here that tells me what the parts are, like which ones are which in your atom. You need to remember to write out the name and how many of each you have in here so that this matches what you've sketched. All right. So I'm gonna draw one. I'm gonna pick one and draw it, and then you have to tell me which one it is that I drew. How about that? What am I doing? Did I already pick red? Yes. And yes. Okay, so hopefully you can figure out which one I drew and then fill this stuff in based on the model I just put up here. So what do you think? Those of you that are at home watching this, what did I draw? Well, remember, proton is the identifying particle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 protons. What does that have to be then? So if I have 6 protons, then I have drawn what? Hopefully you can look at your periodic table and know that that is carbon. All right, so I drew carbon because it has 6 protons. Now, my mass is 9. So how many neutrons did I draw? 1, 2, 3. Because these two numbers, proton and neutron number, have to add up to what? The mass number. So these two combined, which again, we've said this multiple times. We've said that the proton number plus the neutron number equals the mass number. Look at that. It's me in the oh my gosh, it's me in the picture of the picture. Oh my gosh, that's weird. Okay, so proton number plus neutron number equals mass number. This you need to remember. And that's why the 9 here is so important, that these two combined have to be equal to 9, which again limits which elements we can use. The largest atom that we can use and work for this would be fluorine, because it is number 9, and it would have 9 protons, which means we'd have no neutrons if we went with fluorine. Now, in terms of electron number, I have 1, 2, 3 electrons. Why do I have 3? Oh, notice I put 2 in the first level, 1 in the second level. I did not put all 3 in the first level. That could be a problem. If you put all 3 electrons in the first level, or more than 2, I should say, if you put more than 2 electrons in the first ring, that's a problem, because you're supposed to know from what we've already talked about with atomic structure that the first level can only hold 2. Second level can hold 8. So, me putting 3 here, again, these two combined have to total the 9. But protons are positive, electrons are negative, which you're supposed to know. And so the balance between the proton and the electron means that we have 3 more pluses than minuses. All right. To get a plus 3, we have to have 3 fewer electrons than what we had in protons. So remember, the plus or minus charge number does not tell you how many of anything you have. It tells you the amount of imbalance between the pluses and the minuses. You already know we have 6 protons because you decided it was carbon. And because we have a plus 3 charge, you know we have to have 3 more of these than we have of these. So I hope that you're following that logic. Another couple questions I asked everybody. Could we use hydrogen as an example here? Could we use hydrogen as an example? Well, let's think about that. If I get, if we use hydrogen here, I won't sketch it. I'll just write the numbers here. So hydrogen is a 1, right? Hydrogen has 1 proton. It's number 1 on the table. 1 proton, which means we'd have to have 8 neutrons here, right? To get our 9, to get our mass of 9, we'd have to have 8 neutrons, 1 proton. Even if we have 0 electrons, that's still going to be what? That's only going to be a plus 1 charge. Plus 1 is not plus 3. So that's not going to work. You can't use hydrogen here because there's not enough pluses. Can you use helium here? Helium would have 2 protons, still not enough to have a plus 3. So the smallest atom you could use for this example would be lithium, because lithium at least has 3 protons. You'd have no electrons. You'd have 3 protons, 6 neutrons, because 3 and 6 would give you your mass of 9. And then the 3 pluses and the 0 minuses would give you a charge of plus 3. So again, I hope you're getting how this works. The only other thing you really need to make sure that you get is, let's see, where is it? This right here. So if you're looking at the little box here, now I'm in the way again. If you're looking at this little box, you need to be able to see this box and know that that's the mass and that is the atomic number or proton number, and that is the charge. And again, that the charge based on 1, 2, 3, 4 protons and only 3 electrons, that's a plus 1, because there's 1 more of the protons than electron. So that leaves us with a plus 1 charge, 4 protons, 3 electrons. We have 1 more plus than minus. And that the total mass is the 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's the 8 total. So you need to know how the symbol thing works and which parts are which for that. And that's the quiz. Then after we took the quiz, then it was lab time. And so this is the lab. Now, if you're at home, if you're at home, I got to go to this part. There we go. then you will see this in the assignment, and maybe this is taking a while to load, my goodness. And it is a Google Doc, okay? And you will enter your information in the Google Doc in the assignment, okay? So in the assignment, now, for those of us that were in class, we had, let's see, we had part 1 elements like physically in here that we could put our hands on and do some testing with. We had part 2 elements, copper and silver, in the room, like in our hands, to do some testing with. And we had part 2A. Part 2A we had in class as well, iron and sulfur. And so we had all these parts, these elements in class physically to put our hands on and do some testing with. The rest of it, parts 3 through 7, we do not have those physically present in class. All of that has to be done virtually anyway. Now, those of you that aren't here, you're going to have to do the whole thing virtual. I mean, it's called a virtual element lab. It just so happens that parts 1, 2, and 2A, I do have those elements here, and we were able to put our hands on those and do some testing with those in class. You will just have to do all of it virtually. And then the next video will probably be me going through all of this. But another quiz we're having, the other quiz we're having on Tuesday and Wednesday. So December 1st and 2nd, the elements quiz that I had mentioned in the last video, in the last post. Oh boy, where am I? Stream. Again, numbers 1 through 20, 22, 24 through 30, 47, 50, 74, 78 through 80, 82, 92, 94. These elements, you need to know the names of those for December 1st and 2nd. Those are the 2 block days that the quiz will be. So there's that as well. I think that's it. I think that's all you need for today. So for the next class period, next Monday and Tuesday, is when this lab is going to be due. So you need to make sure that all of that stuff is filled in, all the fill in the blank questions answered. And that lab, this paragraph, really, really important. There's some information in here that is very important to be able to answer some of these questions that are in here, especially the part at the end here, this part. That's going to be very, very important as well for the test that we'll eventually have on this unit. So make sure that you are paying attention to all of that, reading this. You need to read this, as you do the lab. So that's all I have for today. Sorry the video got a little long there because I got a little, I was trying to tell you everything I could. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day.